Hi everyone, welcome back to Bino Sester Malka's channel. I'd like to share with you this game that I have here, so I'm just going to tip my camera down. So please excuse the angle today. And this game here, it's a cupcake game. And it's just a really fun way to review the addition and subtraction fact families. So I'm going to show you what's included. The first thing is you're going to get 2 sheets of playing cherries. In this case, call them cherries. You're going to need a sheet protector or laminator just to reuse the game board because it'll be totally annoying to keep reusing it. And then you're going to need a dry erase marker. So just a few things. Number 1, I agree. I don't know what I was thinking by making so many cherries. They're literally numbers 0 through 9. And there's 2 sheets of them, so you're going to get 4 sets. So number 1, if you have a 10-sided die, 2 of them, you guys are so lucky. Use those instead. That's number 1. Number 2, cut them all out. If you're in a larger group, just make 3, 4, or 5 copies. No big deal. And then I used a little bowl that I found in my kitchen because right now we're on lockdown, and I just put the cherries inside this little bowl. Super easy and ready to play. As far as the sheet we have over here, what you're going to do is, depending if you're, I'm going to give you a few ideas. The first one is if you're working one-on-one with a child, it's really simple. You want them to know their fact family. So one-on-one, I would take 2 numbers. And in this case, it was a 7 and a 6. Sorry, a 3 and a 6. 3 and a 6. So I would put the 3, as you could see here. They fit nicely. I'd put the 3 here. I'd put the 6 here. And then we know 3 plus 6 is 9. And now here's our fact family. That's number 1. Now I'm just going to take it off because they slide. So number 1. And if you're playing with a group, they'll each have to put the 3 and the 6 here and figure out the family. 3 plus 6 is 9. But now, how does the rest of it work, of course? So I know if 3 plus 6 equals 9. That's the fact because we just saw it over here in our frosting. But what's the turnaround fact? Well, 6 plus 3 equals 9. Now, just as a little extension, use your fingers. Let the kids use their fingers, because especially if they're new to this. Well, now, next question I'd ask, what about subtraction? So, a rule that every child should know at this point is that you always subtract from the higher number. So we start with number 9. So right off the bat, I place my 2 9s in. So now I know 3 plus 6 is 9, 6 plus 3 is 9, so 9 minus, well, why don't you pick a number? And also encourage the kids to use their fingers at this point if they're new to subtraction. So I do 9 minus 3, and the kids subtract, and oh my goodness, could you believe it? 9 minus 3 is 6. How super fantastic is that? And you know what? If 9 minus 3 is 6, let's see what happens if we do 9 minus 6. And of course, they're going to get 9 minus 6 is 3. And again, if you have manipulatives, show them. Show them group 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is a game because you know what? Keep changing numbers. Keep changing it up. Again, work one-on-one. Put the cherries here and let them keep changing it out and doing the fact families. Now, you can also make this a group game as well. Something that you can do is to take 2 cherries, put it in the middle of the table, 7 and 3. And then, again, the children will do 7, 3, 10. 7 plus 3 is 10. 3 plus 7 is 10. 10 minus 3 is 7. And 10 minus 7 is 3. How cool is that? Now, this is where the game comes in. The child who finishes first gets to hold it up and gets to announce it to everyone. Meanwhile, every single child is still working. So you can print out as many game boards as you can. And what you're really accomplishing is a few things. Number 1, the child who finishes first gets to feel proud of their work. Because you know what? Who doesn't want to feel proud? And the second thing you're accomplishing is, well, everybody's working on it together. And added bonus, if one child doesn't understand it, no worries. The child who finishes first, let them be the teacher and let them go around and help the other children. So now if you have 3 students who need help, well, you get to work with 2 or 1, and that other child gets to work with 1. And how cool is that? You just bought yourself time. This child becomes a leader and a teacher, and everybody wins. Now, the last way we like to play, and this is something I cannot take credit for. My students have come up with this using a different game. So My students get credit for this game. But you start off with something simple. Here, oh, seems to be all tens tonight, huh? 8 plus 2. So I do 2 plus 8, and I get 10, right? So simple. Now here's the thing. I have to make, and it doesn't matter which part of the sheet, one mistake. So I might do, let's see, 2 plus 8 equals 10. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 10 minus 2 equals 8, or 8 minus 2 equals 6. I finish my board and I pass it on to the next girl, to the next student next to me. Now the student next to me, because we all worked with 10, 8, and 2, knows the fact family, but now they have to figure out which is my mistake. Where did I mess up? And we're accomplishing two really amazing things here. Number one, we're accomplishing that every student is the teacher, and they really, really have to focus on the finer details. That's number one. And number two, if I'm the teacher and I have to find the mistake, I then have to verbalize to the peer who made that mistake, and these are all purposeful mistakes, I have to verbalize the actual mistake and how to make the correction. And so by using my words and helping my friend find the mistake, we're all learning together. So this game is a lot of fun. These are the 3 ways that I have actually used it so far. If you have any other ideas, don't keep it a secret. Let me know below and let's continue playing, because I think fact families is important because, you know, right now it's just seeing how addition and subtraction actually relate to each other. But when you get onto more difficult skills like PEMDAS and your student go, oh yeah, that was so easy. Oh, I got this. Totally cool. Now, because you guys stayed so far to watch, I'm going to include one small bonus extension. And it's not that difficult, but it's something that's important. Let's go back to 2 plus 8. And you tell your kids, you know what? Tell me in forms of tens. So the 2 now becomes the 20. The 8 becomes the 80. And 20 plus 80 is now 100. Again, same work. You could do it in forms of tens. You could do it in forms of hundreds. You could do it in forms of thousands. It's the same sheet, but you're just showing your students how the actual concepts don't change. And when they can understand how concepts stay the same, your kids would just be amazing. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to like, and I'm going to leave a link in the description box below so you guys can totally purchase this. We enjoyed this, and I hope you guys too. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy playing.